Welcome back to the Electrical Building Design Show. Today I want to talk about the relationship between the AEC industry and new technology. A common complaint from thought leaders in our industry is that we are slow to adapt new technology and that we're not forward thinking and we're not embracing new technology as it comes out. I want to actually challenge that assumption about our industry and defend the people who are in it trying to use these new technologies. Our industry has a history of embracing new technology as it comes out. If we are slow at any point to adopt new technology, there are good reasons for that. Let's review that history. When personal computers came out, architects and engineers were quick to adopt them and start trying to do CAD on them. That was one of the very first and obvious programs to write on a computer. And people who were doing drafting were immediately trying to figure out how to do that on a computer. AutoCAD and other CAD packages constantly pushed the limits of what computer hardware could do. Engineers and architects were trying to use these CAD packages as much as possible up to the limits of the technology that existed at the time. Calculations for engineers were immediately put into computers. Engineers were trying to use computers as much as possible to help automate the tedious grunt work of doing the calculations they had to do. When spreadsheets came out, engineers immediately started using that for their calculations, and they continue to use that for their calculations. That is a technology that is continuing to be used today, and even though the technology hasn't changed, engineers are still trying to push the limits of what they can do for their calculations using spreadsheets. As software continued to develop, architects and engineers used all of the new capabilities as they came out. They already had these powerful computers for all of their CAD work, so anything else that came out of the computer, they were in a good position to use. So they adopted email early as it was coming out. There's been the slow drive from paper drawings to PDFs for publishing. We've moved to 3D collaboration with BIM. We're putting files on the cloud for collaboration. If you look at what the AEC industry is doing today versus 5, 10, 20 years ago, we clearly are moving forward with technology as it comes out. The fact that AutoCAD was the most successful CAD package actually points to the embrace of technology by the industry. AutoCAD had AutoLisp, which made it very easy for architects and engineers to do their own customization of the tool for their own purposes. So any firm of any size had someone who was tinkering with Lisp, using it to extend what AutoCAD could do, extending the use of their technology in their firm. They wanted to push the limits of what their computers could do. Any slowness that has existed in adopting new technology is because creating new technology is actually really, really hard. People don't adopt new technology because it's new. They adopt it because it's actually better than what they're doing right now. There's really two places this new technology comes from. It's either in-house customization, like I was talking about with the Lisp scripts that companies are writing for themselves. And so pushing forward on that technology front just requires someone in the firm doing the work, coming up with the new technology. So there's time and effort there to actually advance technology forward. Companies also have to do billable work. So there are limits to how much time you can spend on new technology and still be a profitable company. The other source of new technology are software companies that write it specifically for the industry. The AutoCADs, the Bentleys, the Graphosofts of the world. In their minds, technology is never going to be adopted fast enough because adopting the technology is going to require people to purchase their tools. And they're never going to be satisfied with the rate at which people are purchasing new tools from them. Very selfishly, they want people to adopt the new technology, but pragmatically, the people adopting it need to make sure that it's actually useful for what they're doing. As an example, let's take a look at the current technology of the moment, AI. Our industry is actually trying to use it, but it's a new technology. It has to be implemented in a way that's actually useful. The part of AI that is getting most of the attention right now are all of the chat interfaces. Taking the chat interface and throwing it in the AEC industry is not immediately and obviously useful. For example, in our company, we're trying to use it for tech support. We fed a chatbot all of our user manuals and knowledge base articles and all the information we have about the software so that customers can get self-serve support from the chatbot. The results have been marginal at best. We monitor all of the chats because we just don't trust the chatbot yet. After every interaction, we're sending an email either fixing errors from the chatbot or adding information that it forgot to include. Another way people are trying to use AI is for generative design. For engineers, they're trying to lay out their devices in a building automatically. It feels like a pretty obvious use case for AI. I've had the chance to talk to 3 separate companies who are trying to solve this problem, and they've all been working on it for actually a number of years, far longer than this current AI hype has been going on. In that time, none of them have successfully solved that problem yet. They can lay out some devices and they get a solution that works for a building, and then they get another building, and then their solutions don't work on that, and they have to go back and tweak their algorithms again. So here, it's not a case of people not using generative design because they're slow to embrace technology. They're not using it because it doesn't actually work yet. And we need to get the technology to a point where it's useful before it can be adopted. So the AEC industry is not resistant to new technology. We've been, in many cases, on the cutting edge of technology, pushing it as hard and as fast and as far as it will go. If technology is not being adopted, it's not because the users are resistant to technology. It's more likely because the technology is actually not ready to be used. The pressure is really on developers to put together technology that's useful in day-to-day use for architects and engineers.